Hello, everyone. I'm Dale Matthews, and I'm joined by Mike Jones. Hello, Mike Jones.
Hello, Dale Matthews.
So, boy, this has been a busy news week, and it's only Monday.
Yes.
There are a lot of things that are going on here. Here's a video. We're going to show you an excerpt of things that happened just yesterday on Sunday. And what we'll strive to do today is do a little pattern recognition
Mm.
and try to figure out how all of these various stories blend in. What is the pattern that's happening here? Humans are good at pattern recognition, and we're going to share with you our observations about how all these things mix. Oh, Marge, they're talking about pattern recognition again. Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay, but we're going to do what we can to try to tell you where we see the confluence of all these different lines of stories where they meet. And
Hmm.
right. And my contention is it all has to do with respect for authority, following authority, and the slipping of authority out of the hands of those who have been in charge of this kind of thing for the last few decades. Now,
Mm.
this may or may not be coming to an end, but it is changing. So, one of the stories that we looked at, going back a bit, is we've been talking about the levy now for a while. This levy that's where the vote's coming up, and the ballots have gone out, and you'll be receiving some of them in your homes here soon. And this was one of the things that they were talking about in this meeting at River Valley Church, where they actually shot a video. We've been waiting for what could be called the October surprise. October surprise is usually when elections happen in November, about 2 or 3 weeks before the election, somebody will trot out an October surprise. It's a war. Josephine County is at war with Jackson County.
Yes.
Well, wag the dog, okay. Or something happens that will take your attention away from this and more or less force you to put all your faith in authority. Let's do it.
Mm.
Let's roll up our sleeves, and we'll get her done. And we have to believe in our elected officials more than ever. They'd like that, Mike.
Yes, they would. Absolutely, they would.
So the October surprise that we've been waiting for, we thought, well, now we know that the Cuffs people, Community United for Safety, that they have spent a lot of money on this election. Where's all that money coming from? What's your theory, Mike?
Oh boy. I've looked at some of the books on that, and it does seem as though there are a few businesses around town that are giving fairly large quantities of money. I'm skeptical that that is the only source, though. I tend to think, perhaps this is conspiracy theory on my part, but I kind of think the union is pulling the puppet strings from behind the scenes. Because let me tell you something, this is a sophisticated campaign. It's very choreographed. It's very well planned out. This sermon thing yesterday. This is all very choreographed. The beginning of it was set up for the purpose of laying the groundwork for the commercial at the end of it, and so this is a very, very slick operation, and this kind of stuff costs money.
So they're operating with a lot of money this time, more money than we've seen in previous years. And we've been wondering, well, when are we going to see more evidence of this? Because one of the overt indicators of this is you see a lot of signs. Now, who here has seen, raise your hand, and we'll watch for that. Who here has seen a bunch of signs that are in favor of the levy? Yard signs, big signs on the highway, billboards, signs. Where are the signs? We're looking for signs like these signs. Where's the pattern? Mike, how many signs have you seen? And you were
Yeah,
out looking for them.
not very many. And I was looking for some, and I found a couple, maybe during the time when I was out looking around, and so uh there's not a whole lot of them out there. I don't know what they're planning to do. Maybe there's going to be signs popping up everywhere. You won't be able to escape a sign here in the next couple of days or something, because they're working the timing on this, and somebody is behind all of that. This thing, okay, the pamphlet, not the pamphlets, but the ballots are now being mailed. Okay,
Yes.
so that's happening now, and then this sermon thing, this barrage from the churches, this is all choreographed. This is all very well planned out, and so I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I am expecting something else, though. This can't be it.
Well, I thought it
Yeah.
might be preparation of a bunch of radio ads and television ads, and that they would go out there, because television ads are expensive to buy that time, and that they would be all out there and would be, as Mike says, barraged with those. You know what? I think maybe that this effort that's taking place in a couple of our version of mega churches, maybe that's the big October surprise. Maybe that's the big April surprise for May.
Yeah.
And because what we found is that the pro-levy people, they won't meet with the anti-levy people. In previous times when there was a levy, they would sometimes get together, and I participated in one that was a direct face-to-face confrontation and we videotaped it and put it out there, of the pro-levy people and the anti-levy people. Well, honestly, even objectively, we mopped up the floor with them. I mean, why they chose that venue and that team, and that was Cheryl Walker and Keith Heck and Mark Gatlin. They didn't do a very good job, Mike. I mean, it was just Sandy Casanelli and myself, and Jim Rafferty was there, but he didn't say very much, and about 33 seconds worth. We carried the rest of it, and the audience questions were fairly hostile toward them because they were questioning authority. And this is something that's an indication of how some of this power has moved away. In this effort, the Cuffs people and SOS people asked the commissioners publicly not to get involved. We really don't want your authority, because if there's one thing that is crystal clear, is that the authority and the reputation of the commissioners is right near the rock bottom, buddy.
Yeah.
So,
well,
go ahead.
No, you're talking about authority in this way has made me think of the times where we have headed off a number of what would have been bad things for this county by questioning authority, by coming in and saying, hey, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? And had them, second guess what they had planned to do previously, and turn it around. And so the idea that somehow we should not question authority and just let them do what they want to do because that's somehow ordained by God is,
that's a non-starter in America.
That's a no.
Right. Now, then another event that's happened recently, which got people to think about our relationship with our government, is the miners in Galice.
Right.
And Mike, why don't you just give us a thumbnail sketch, real brief, of what that issue is about?
I'm sure that there has been correspondence going back and forth, or at least, back from the BLM to the miners regarding, the use of their property there, the use of the claim that they have there in Galice. And so one day here, a couple of months ago, the the BLM deputy, which is a deputy that gets paid for by the BLM for the purpose of patrolling BLM lands in the county. So that's an arrangement between the BLM and the county. And that contract deputy and the BLM, one of the BLM agents, showed up on this claim, and the caretaker, not knowing who they were, came out and confronted them with weapon in hand. And basically, I think that they may be being a little heavy-handed because of that confrontation. But what they then did was delivered a summons saying, you need to have all of your stuff out of here. You need to close up the mines, fill in the tunnels, get rid of your cabin, get rid of all the equipment off this land here, and then we'll meet you in court to deal with things there. And the miners' response was to go and talk to the Oath Keepers, and the Oath Keepers agreed to come in and give security to keep the BLM from coming in and destroying their claim
before they had their day in court.
Before they had their day in court. And let's see, that's kind of questioning authority. Otherwise, they should have just rolled over and let the BLM come in and do what they wanted to do, or immediately comply with their order.
Right. And so that's well, they sometimes, we don't like the word standoff. It's a standoff. The BLM didn't do what they have been doing over the last decade or so, which is go in first with torches before you've had your day in court.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're learning anything from this little confrontation, because one might think that maybe they will bring their torches the same times they deliver the summons here, the next time. Who knows? Who knows?
So there was a counter protest with about a dozen people out in front of the courthouse that got a lot of attention from the local TV stations. I'm assuming the reason it got any attention at all was that the TV stations, one, don't really understand what's happening here. It's sort of a mystery to them. We understand better. We live here. We've been keeping track of this, and we were the first journalists and et cetera, to be there. Big deal.
And we know some of these people involved too. So it's,
right.
We've had personal conversations with these people, and so we do understand what's happening.
So they sometimes call me and say, hey, tell us what's happening. I mean, you live there, and even though they're only in Jackson County, you know how far away that is. Well, mentally, it's a long way away. They don't understand the TV stations who are in charge of helping you perceive things. And, what's the real story here? Hey, why don't you just let these miners tell their own story? Well, how are we going to do that when we only give them 10 seconds and then talk over them? We need to know what to say. Well, why just shut up and let them do the talking? That's not going to happen. You're not, and how's the Courier going to filter this story if they don't have enough already? Well, they'll make it up. Well, that's happened in the past. But what we decide to do is go in and, as we always do, we let you tell your own story. Yes, we have an opinion, and yes, we'll tell you what that is. But first, we let them go on and on and on at length and tell you their own dang story. This is one of the things they appreciate. You're not going to find that anywhere else. Go ahead.
And this counter protest, I think you would find perfectly aligned with people who would tell you that you must accept and acquiesce to authority instantly. And that's who these people are. The people that had this counter protest, that's who they are.
Now, I'm going to read a little bit from my notes here. We found out that the head guy of that counter protest and some of the others are part of a Medford organization, although he promised Channel 5 that he was not part of any organization. I don't know too many of us that could say that, legitimately. They're with Oregon Action. Oregon Action is the same group that brought you, we said this a couple of days ago, but in case you missed this, the same group that was trying to bring you driver's licenses for illegal immigrants. You know how well that went over.
Yeah, not very good. That was a trouncing, as I recall.
So the fellow that said that on his Facebook page, and see, Mike watches this kind of stuff, and I'm trying to pay attention to it too. He said on his Facebook page that this whole situation reminded him of when the Aryan Nation was considering perhaps moving here. Really?
Yes, let's just plant that little suggestion in people's minds so that they, it's all trying to turn people against the Oath Keepers or whatever. But here, does this Alex Webb guy, does he even live here, or is he a Medford guy who's coming in here talking like this is our community and we don't want those people in our community when he doesn't even live in this community?
Well, Alex Budd does live in Grants Pass, but it is this branch of Oregon Action is based in Medford.
Gotcha.
And some of the other people that were there do live here. But one of the things about their community is you would think for a number of these people that their community might include Grants Pass and maybe Merlin and perhaps as far out as Cave Junction. I doubt very much that their everyday community reaches out so far into the woods that it took us 35 minutes or so just to drive there. And even if I'd left breadcrumbs, I couldn't have followed my way back.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So,
the idea, listen, they no doubt live on a street with somebody who's got a lot of guns that they have no idea about. If they were going to be threatened by people with guns, they would certainly be more threatened by those people than they are with somebody who is a long, long ways away. And as soon as they come out of there, by the way, they're not, they're not walking around, into stores with their weapons and things like that. That's not what they're doing. They're out there to do a specific task, and that's to engage in this security operation. When they come out of there, they're normal people.
Okay, if you insist.
Yeah.
No, look, the thing is that one of the things that bothers me about this is it's very much like, okay, a couple of people in the audience may not like this analogy, but it reminds me of the people who live on a street and there's a gay couple on their street, right? Now, they're not out in the middle of the street doing stuff. Right? They're in the privacy of their own home. It's none of your business. Oh, but just think about it. It just boggles the imagination. Imagine what they're doing there, especially late at night. Ooh, maybe in the kitchen. Oh, we got to stop them because they're endangering our family. Get over it.
I don't know anybody like that. And you know what, this idea that somehow that conservatives are and
did I say that? Did I say conservative?
Yes, you did say it. You did. See, it's just
I
like
did
this.
Not.
Oh, yes, you did. The thing is that just like this video of this pastor in the church, you don't need to actually go, if you do not accept the levy, you are a Satanist. You don't have to say that for you to get that message from watching that video. Just the same as somehow there's an inference here that there's a bunch of prudes who are objecting to gay people living on their street.
Who says that conservatives are like that? Those are prudes, okay? Prudes come in all kinds of prunes, come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. The wrinkly kind of prunes.
And some conservatives are more like that than others. Those aren't any of the people that I know.
Okay, all right.
Have anything to do with, to be honest.
Right. Well, now that you've explained that, then I guess there's none of the people I know either. So this Alex Budd guy from Oregon Action, no, he did not say on his Facebook page, now these people from Oath Keepers are just like Nazis. He didn't say that. And so the folks in social media, well, show me where he says exactly this. What?
Yes, he said Aryan Nation, which is kind of the same thing. Only
no, it's not. No, he didn't use exactly those words. We've been getting into this, especially Mike has been getting to this running gunfight on social media with people saying, well, I didn't see anything in there where he said exactly these words, brother. Really? I mean,
yes.
You watch the whole sermon and you see that they're leading into this by all this groundwork, and then they say, oh, and now welcome to our church, and now that I've finished explaining to you how you must not question authority, and if you do, yes, we'll show you the video where he says this, that's very much like Satan worship. Okay, and now we've got a video. Oh, a video about the life of Jesus? No, a video about the levy. What? In a church?
Yes. No, you
Okay,
know,
and we've got
it's
people who cannot put those two things together. Well, I see the lead-in that he did. This is a lead-in
yes.
right here, and then I see the video that he played. This is the video, and I don't see, as Simon Hare said recently. Well, I can't connect the dots. Really?
Yes. Yes, you know, and it's you just have to heavy sigh there and go, I don't know how you could watch this and not get this connection. Listen, it is very well choreographed. It begins talking about authority and how you need to not question authority and you need to accept authority. You need to acquiesce to authority. And he lays out all the different types of authority, and that all of these leaders, any leader anywhere, doesn't matter where they are, they're all put there by God. And oh, by the way, if you're rebellious to this kind of authority, that is likened to Satan worship. And oh, by the way, now that I have told you that you need to accept all authority, now I'm going to bring in some authority figures, and we're going to talk about the levy.
That's too hard to understand, Mike. I don't understand. What? I can't connect the dots.
That is amazing. Listen, you're either lying or you're a moron.
Oh, okay? Tell them what you really think, Mike.
Well, no, I mean, but really, come on now. But
it's not as hard as this kind of pattern recognition. Really, it's not that hard.
No,
we're going to play that video for you. But the important thing to remember, as I pointed out, is these are people who've come into a church. They're expecting to hear about the life of Jesus, and then this guy gives them this whole sermon that's based on the idea that you must respect authority. You know, it's pretty awful that people don't respect authority as much as they used to, including me. I'm up here, I'm your pastor, and I want you to respect my authority. And I'm not telling you that you must vote for the levy, but please now watch this video that we've prepared to explain to you here in church about how important it is to respect authority and to give these guys more money. Okay, now that's the second part.
Oh, and by the way, now that the video is over, we got people over here in the back on either side that you can talk to about the levy. They're from Cuffs, you know.
Right.
And the Cuffs people wouldn't want you to vote for the levy or anything. They're just here to counsel you on any insecurities you might have about public safety.
Especially any sleepless nights you might have about not voting for the levy.
Yes. Okay. Right, because he mentions your conscience in there. Your conscience, it's going to haunt you if you don't vote for the levy.
So
how that is? You see what happens with Satan worshipers?
Especially when they use that tone of voice. I hate it when they use that tone of voice. Okay, so first we're going to play for you an extended excerpt from their own video. Okay, and we've had people, this is amazing to me. I talked with a couple of TV stations today. So, well, we've heard a rumor that someone said something about Satan worship. Well, you know, how can we be sure that happened? I said, well, would you like to look at the tape? You have a tape of it? Yes, we do. And for the people on social media, he never said that. Why? Where's the evidence? And at what point? And he says it. You know, it's pretty clear. But if you do this kind of thing and shake your head back and forth and close your eyes, then you're gonna miss it. Okay.
Yes. And to be very, very clear, here's what happens with people. I've noticed this is a pattern here in social media. You got people lining up on one side, you got people lining up on the other. In this particular case, the people lining up that says that we're hallucinating about this guy saying this, they're all levy supporters. All of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And you know what? So that's how
they're deniers.
Yeah,
they're denying that it exists. They're denying. Well, I saw it, but you know, like the sheriff said in the past. Well, I looked at it, and well, he placed the whole thing, and you could see it in context. Yeah, well, that didn't help. Really? If you refuse to see, no, of course not. So, what are these guys talking about, Marge? I don't understand. All right. We'll play the video for you. Start with the one, please, where he does the long lead in, and then we'll blather a little bit, and then we'll play the actual video that they did specially for their church service. You're coming to church and you're watching a video, but it's not about Jesus. Okay, let Mark Goins from River Valley explain to you why our founding fathers who rebelled against the most powerful empire on earth were really a bunch of Satan worshipers. He didn't say that, Marge, did he? Go ahead.
In our country, we've taken this right that we have to free speech, we've taken it to unbelievable levels. We openly criticize our leaders in this country, in our county.
Not that.
We pretty much we pretty much criticize anything that we don't agree with.
Yes, we
We
do.
don't see anything wrong with complaining and whining and showing disgust and pretty much getting angry with anybody who will listen to us. And I just need to say this, that it's really painful for me to watch when I see people that just can't honor authority.
To share the podium.
It's just painful to watch people who are rebellious by nature. Parents always trying to pull rank and, fight the system in school. Just go to any parent teacher meeting type thing or go to a school board meeting, trying to change everything they don't like, question every decision. Now, of course, there's a time and place to share concerns, but it's always with a respectful and a humble attitude. Stand on the sideline of any soccer or kids' baseball game. Listen to how parents, what they say about the coaches, what they say about the refs, treating them like trash, questioning decisions, power trips to remove coaches. And Christians get caught up in this too. In a church context, I just got to tell you how sad it is to see church leaders that are trying to work with someone, trying to help hold somebody accountable for some bad decisions in their life and the direction they're going, and only to have those people say, you know what, get out of my face. I don't want your help. All of a sudden, they don't want to be accountable anymore. We're trying to help them follow Jesus. It's just really, really sad.
Dale, Christians don't get involved in politics.
Or the fact that we just obey the laws we want to obey. We obey the laws that we think are good laws. I got to tell you, there's some laws I think are stupid. Right? We all are there. It's like, why is that even a law? But the Bible says, again, that follow and obey authorities. Don't try to beat the system or get around it. The Bible says pay your taxes. And there's always some goofy Christian that found some reason on some crazy website why they don't have to pay taxes. And they end up, like I've said, doing prison ministry on the inside.
That's funny.
Jesus paid his taxes, so should we. Be good citizens. Children, obey your parents. Players, obey the coaches. Citizens, obey police and government leaders. Christians, obey spiritual leaders. Yes, to all of these. And we need to see rebellion for what it really is. 1 Samuel 15:23, rebellion is like the sin of divination.
Here you go.
Satan worship. And arrogance like the evil of idolatry. So that's what rebellion is. It's like Satan worship. And we just need to understand how hurtful it is, how dangerous it is.
Weren't we the rebels against England?
Yes. Yes, we were. Yeah, so we were the devil worshippers against the. Oh, I'm sorry, devil worship. My wife always says, "Don't say devil worship." He said Satan worship there, so be very, very literal.
Without a difference.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I'm not criticizing Jen, but I mean, yeah, this is the only thing that some of these people can use to criticize. Well, see, he didn't say he did not say, he said divination. He did not say, well, he also said Satan worship, but he didn't say devil worship. So you're liars. That doesn't make us liars. What? Did he say Satan worship or not? He said it twice. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, I didn't hear it. Tell me where he said it. Really, and then once, and here's the rule. I learned this back with Dave Toller. Well, I never said that. And so I come in and to show it to him that he did say it. And his answer is, after all that research and lugging the stuff in there and the equipment and setting it up and all this, he gets up and walks out of the room before he hears it. And when you tell him, hey, I just played this back, he says, famous words. So it makes you wonder why you're going to bother.
Yes.
We do, but that's the answer we're getting. All this stuff, and it's building to a crescendo, and now it's bigger than ever. And what's your answer to that? And you say, well, here's where he says it. So,
yeah,
really, Like
So
we showed you
yes.
a video, a grainy video. It's shot with one of those inexpensive cameras. The guy has several of them on his front yard and other places. A video of someone driving up and stealing one of the signs. Okay. Now, at first there was denial. Well, that's not what it shows. Well, what do you think that it shows? Well, it shows 10 other things. No, it doesn't. And then you show it to them, and their first answer after that is, so. Now, these are people that are in favor of law enforcement. Hey, they're law enforcement, they're law aficionados. Well, except for not for this. And they said, well, really, why are you making a thing about this? Who cares? So, really,
Yeah.
that's your stand, you law enforcement people? Well,
Yes.
this is obvious. Well, we don't know. Maybe they were stealing a pro-levy sign. Where would they
Sure.
find those?
Yes. Yeah. I know.
Oh, the reason there are none of them is they've all been stolen. Oh, get over yourself. You
Yes.
got to be
Yeah.
well.
That's
Every,
why.
everybody's at fault. Why? It's happening on both sides. One, it can't possibly happen on both sides. And why, Mike, could it not possibly happen with both sides? Because
You're going to be hard pressed to find a levy sign anywhere.
there you go. Well, that
Yeah.
just means that your Steelers are more successful than ours. What?
Yes,
Really?
that's what it is. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no, we've got to stop saying this thing. Everybody's at fault. When I was a kid, I used to make plastic model airplanes. Go figure. And I would put them, there were these delicate little things, biplanes with the little lines and stuff in them, and painted and all that. And so one day my brother comes in, younger than I, and he wants to fly them. Well, of course, they didn't fly very well. So my mother says, well, it's both of your faults.
I used to hate that as a kid because my mom was always wrong about that.
Well, you little Satan worshiper, you were
Yes,
questioning authority.
That's what the problem is. Yes.
I was raised to question authority. Oh, satanic parents as well.
Yeah.
No,
Right. Wow.
I'm an American. When it says rebellion, we were rebels. That's what started the country. And so one of our videos is something like if questioning authority is Satan worship, then what were our founding fathers?
Right. Yeah. That's the radio interview from this morning.
That was just this morning. It seems like it was
Yeah.
a couple of days ago.
Yes. We've been in hyperspace here.
It's speeding up. I called Channel 5 today and I said, we've got this footage and we'd be happy to share it with you. After the guy gets up off the ground, you're going to share this? Well, there's no cost. Yeah, we've got this and we're happy to share it with you.
Dale, this is why we make no money here.
Well, what's our purpose? We're running radio ads today.
Oh,
We're running
man.
radio ads all this week. Why are we running? Because widgets are a half sale. No, because
Yes.
we're trying to tell people the news
But
because
what-
we don't have a newspaper in this town.
What are we going to do with all the widgets, though?
Oh, man, there's no widgets. I remember when
Oh.
I first started this, they were trying to figure, well, where's the monetization? What's the motivation? Who's this guy's sponsor so we can go and shake him down and tell him to make him stop?
Yes.
We didn't have any. Well, no, wait a minute. Okay, so poor old Cameron Kemp, at the airport board. He's on the airport board. He wanted us to shut up. Well, other people can ask questions, but not that Dale Matthews. I'm right next to him. I said, let me ask my question. And so I was working with this guy. They put so much pressure on Cameron that he pulled the plug. And so we ended up going on YouTube instead. Well, it was difficult with YouTube because it wouldn't allow you to put on really long videos. They now allowed that. As soon as they would allow that, it was within months, I think, we started doing this and then put it on this website. But we used to have another one. Poor old Cameron. He actually came by my house once and he says, can we be secret friends? Secret friends. That reminds me then of the revolution. Oh, sure it does, Dale. No, I mean, it really does. Because a lot of the people, they didn't want to break away from Great Britain. That was a good deal. And they had business dealings with Great Britain. And they were all members of the Rotary Club or whatever they called it back in those days. And so what are you stirring things up for, Dale? Just because it's unfair, just because this is the basis of our country is questioning authority. See, here's the thing. And this guy says, well, you should not be questioning authority. In our country, we are the authority. Could you see me getting about? We are the authority. We're the authorities. And so when the county commissioner said, well, I'm just not going to answer that question, Mr. Mayor, you better sit down. Why, sir? Why? And I always say, sir. Why, sir? Because I said so. Who's the authority that's being questioned? In America, we're the authorities. Get that through your head, buddy. Why, you're questioning authority. Yes, that would be questioning authority in, let's say, Libya. It would be certainly be questioning authority in North Korea. But we do live in America. I want to believe that. And when the commissioners, these public servants, when they do these crazy projects like, all this money for 90 jobs for a plaque on a rock, that kind of stuff, and we ask them a question about it, or ask Cheryl Walker, you from behind your microphone, you said a lie about a citizen. And here's why. Here's 11 reasons why it was a lie. What is your response to that? And she responds, nothing. Well, what they're doing is they're ignoring the authority of the people. We're the authorities. Take it away on that theme, if you will, please, Mike. And he says.
And I say, yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't know what you should have told me what. Here, Mike, when I say this, I'd like you to run with the ball.
Run with the ball, Mike. Run
with the ball. Yeah. Where's the goalpost? Which end is the goalpost? Right,
and then you put up the big sign saying, "Stop, Forrest."
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, and before we play this other video, which has the video in it, I don't have your version, and that's a bummer. I thought, well, maybe I should download that. And then I thought, no, I already have that. But then I thought it doesn't have the thing at the end of it, which is so good.
Oh, and I sent that to you too. Okay.
Well, you didn't send it to me. You sent a link to me. I have to go to YouTube and then go through special gyrations to download all this stuff.
No, I didn't send it to you. I always send you. Okay. All right. So what we'll do is
and that has to happen before the show in order for that to be on the show.
Well, I didn't say it did.
No. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, Dale. This was my mistake.
Oh, well, don't question authority.
We still have the bulk of the whole message, but we don't have the little the coup de grace at the end, which is really
why don't we tell them
go to youtube.com.
Yeah.
Go to Dale Matthews' page or go to badcounty.com.
Bad County, it's right there.
Okay.
That's not it. Well, it's something like this. It's right on the top of our web. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you, I don't understand. I went there and all I saw was, okay, just a moment.
We were perfectly on track until I forgot to bring the ball.
Okay, so here, it's hard to play the game without the ball. You'll see right at the top here, right at the top in the center, is a picture of the four guys that are talking, 2 from churches and 2 from law enforcement. And then over here, you see, here's Mark Goins, and he's explaining to you why you're all Satan worshipers because you watch the show. And haven't you already been warned by Cheryl Walker to even watch this show is a tragedy. Right. The fact that you're watching this show, not the content. She didn't say that. She said the fact that you're watching this show, that is the tragedy. So I'm not responsible.
Yes, and it's you know why it's a tragedy? Because you're questioning authority and therefore are a Satan worshiper.
The guy can't talk his way out of this. This is what he said, that we're Satan worshipers.
Sad but true.
Now go back and look at it. Well, that's not what he said. I don't even understand. So to draw all the things together, because I'm going to have to go to this meeting coming up soon. I need to go pretty soon here, Mike. To draw all the pieces together, what we're seeing here is at the weekly business session, the commissioners are upset. Remember when Rika Brown said to them, you have to demand respect. What country did you grow up in? You don't demand respect in our country. You earn respect. And if you earn the opposite, then you get the opposite. And then, so they're fit to be tied. They don't know what to do. I mean, even sometimes Keith Eck will start a sentence, well, I'm saying we've had nothing to do with the levy. And then people in the audience laugh. He threatened to throw me out just for chuckling chortling privately to myself. You can't even hear it. Well, then I just won't say any more. That's a good start. At least it's not a lie if you're being quiet. We're going to chain this off. And we're going to put up a padlock. What is it with you guys, huh? That's no respect for authority. We're the authorities. This isn't your meeting. This is our meeting. No, I'll tell you what. We've taken over the weekly business session in just 3 minutes.
Yes.
We're the authorities. All right, and we live in that world too in the media. Who are the authority figures? You already know the answer to this, even if you don't read them or watch them. Who are the authority figures in media in our area? Well, it would be the Not So Daily Courier and Rotary Radio. And we're going directly up against them. We're actually reporting the news. What a novel concept. And we insist on having 2 sources for every, what a novel, how do you do that? Well, we'll be happy to run some tutorials for you. And, we'll have Mike stand up in a pulpit and explain to you with videos. Okay. We don't need to play the second video because you can come and see that. What we can do, if you like, Mike, in order to be able to show that last second, if you can hold on a second, I'll go get a couple of socks. And what? And we'll do the sock puppet version.
Oh, okay. Yes. I was wondering where you were going with that one.
Of this whole thing.
The socks, is that anything like a microphone in a box?
Yes. Well, we solved the problem. See, we did a thing, and the audio wasn't working out right, and things were broken, and so we put a camera in a box with a microphone, and we were getting great audio from it. It was terrific. Yes. It sounded a little bit like everybody was in a box, but it worked. Yes, that's America. Also, we're tough. We're tough enough to take it. We can listen to both sides. We don't have to steal the signs from the other side to best them. Look, we put our ideas up against it. They won't debate with us. Fine. Then you just got then you have to believe these figures, but the figures don't make any sense. Well, you're questioning authority again. You know what? If you have figures that don't make any sense and you put them out there, people are going to question them. How dare you question those? We're thinking, feeling people. It's our money. We're the authorities. We'll decide whether or not you deserve the money. Now, maybe we're lunkheads. Maybe we are. But we're American lunkheads. Doggone it.
Well, and the only problem with the people questioning authority in this county is that there isn't enough of them.
I agree. That's what the show is about. We should change the name from Bad County to Question Authority. That's what we do.
That's really not a bad idea, actually. Well, I think it would be a great show. Hey, did you watch Question Authority tonight?
That name was gone a long time ago. It was picked up by domain name trolls that grab up these names and then hope people are going to pay them $10,000 or $1 million for that site name.
You wouldn't have, the show wouldn't have to, you wouldn't have to have a website that matched the name of the show. You just call the show that.
What are they going to do? Type in Bad County and you end up with Question Authority. We do it all the time. Just like Christians, which both of us are, by the way, just like Christians, you'll know us by our works. It doesn't mean we need to do good works to get into heaven. That's a gift that we've already been given. Thank you very much, sir. But I try to do these extra things because it makes my boss smile. Not just you, my real boss.
Yes, I wasn't insinuating.
We're just laughing at me. I know, but it's true. No. One of the reasons we ended up with the meager talents that we have in figuring things out, like pattern recognition and making videos and all that, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, is to try to indicate to you what we do, but also to use the tools that he gave us in order to make this a better place. And for those who are constantly, well, you're not making it a better place. Well, we stand up against corruption. Well, maybe that's making it better. Well, we stand up when people lie. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with that, though. They'll try. Well, we stand up when we vote again and again and again and again, and you say, well, you don't understand. We're the voters. We can make up our minds. We know what we want, and we don't want this levy.